366. It is a leap year this year.
Mm.
So we do get an extra day. And my question of the night that I want to ask to you, Cherie, and to everyone else that's also in the chat is, what are you honestly trying to do differently in 2024? Tonight's theme is act like we've been here before. So what do you feel like is the number one thing that you're trying to do differently this year?
Oh, differently?
Differently.
God, I mean, I probably would have said be on time this year. I think I did a pretty good job of that this year. Let me see. I think be more disciplined.
Mm, okay.
I feel like when I have ideas, I don't know, I think they kind of bounce all over the place. And I need to focus a little bit better. So I think creating some more discipline. Expect so like I started going to the gym more last year, but I don't really have a set routine. I literally was just talking with somebody before this about days of rest. Like I don't have that built in right now to my work. I just like, all right, I'm gonna go to the gym. I haven't gone in 2 days. I'm gonna go to the gym, and that just.
Yeah. Yeah. I think discipline. I want to say discipline, but I want to find another word because I feel like discipline is, for me, it's a little broad. Like I am Google calendared out. Right? I have my Google Calendar. I have spreadsheets. I have the budget sheet that I do all of my bills on. I have so much that I like already feel like I have in place that seems to be discipline to me already. And of course, discipline could also be, being more structured. And like Eric says here in the comments, more of the consistency of being disciplined. But I think that like I want to shrink down my decision making time.
Mm.
I feel like,
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like I take long to make decisions. And the perfect example is, we're talking about this off air, but like my birthday's next week, right? So here I was like, oh, what would be really dope for me to do for my birthday? I should do a photo shoot. Like I need photos for this year, right? And y'all know that I'm always going to plug in Peerspace. So I'm in South Florida. There are hundreds of locations for Peerspace in South Florida. And like I could not find the place. Like I couldn't find the place that had the pizzazz. I couldn't find the place that had the price I wanted. And before you know it, it was like Monday and I was leaving today. So it's just like I finally did book a location, but they were just like, honestly, we're not responding. So they never ended up responding. So I ended up not doing my photo shoot. And it's just like, to start the year off with that, I was just like, yo, this is so frustrating because this is literally what I said I was going to stop doing. And I'm starting the year off with these like slow processes to decisions. So I think for me, it's definitely just being faster at making decisions.
Because when did I first ask you? I told you I'm gonna be in town your birthday weekend. It was like probably like 2 weeks ago. Was this before Christmas?
It was probably Art Basel.
Yeah.
So a month.
I'm not gonna give you too hard of a time about this though, because I do the same thing, which is why when you said it, I was like this, I take forever to make a decision. I mean,
I hate it.
yeah, I take forever to make decisions. Like
I
when
hate
it's
it.
something particularly important to me, like just we'll get there. We'll get into it. I
Yeah.
know.
And sometimes I give myself a little bit of grace. And if y'all are in the chat right now feeling the same way, give yourself a little bit of grace. Because I do feel like sometimes we're overloaded with decision factors. Like obviously depending on what it is, right? You think about price maybe first, right? So price is a factor, and then like all of these other things, and then I don't know, sometimes I just feel like we're bombarded with so many different ways to make decisions that it's just like you start tying your shoes together and you just get, overwhelmed. But for me, I'm like, this year, if I know I want to do something, then that should already reduce a lot of the, like, if you know you want to do something, does the price really matter? Because you know you want to do it. So looking for a bargain is like, does the price matter if you know you want to do something?
Too many options is not always a good thing.
Say that again.
I said too many options is not always a good thing.
It is almost never a good thing. Like, it's never a good thing. I can't. I'm at the point where I'm like, if you, I 3 options is like the perfect situation for me. A, B, C, that's cool. You know what I mean? You have, just thinking about other tiers and stuff like that. You have tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. You want a Toyota? Do you want a Yaris, a Corolla, or a Camry? Do you want a Corolla, a Camry, a Toyota Yaris? The little.
You should have said Honda at least at minimum. Like,
there's nothing smaller than a Civic though. So okay, that is a good example. Do you want a Civic or do you want an Accord? Boom, and just leave it at that. When it becomes Yaris, Corolla, Camry, Avalon.
But you would never get that far. First of all, you should never get that far if you're talking about a vehicle. This is part of the problem right here. What? You named 2 cars that last a long time. Why are you going past that?
I don't know. Like, listen, I know me. Do you see what car I drive? Have you ever seen one of those cars on a lot?
And when you bought it, I didn't understand.
Like,
who drives a Buick?
Who drives a Buick convertible? Every time someone sees my car, they're like, I didn't know Buick had convertibles. I'm like,
well, and every time you pull up and you're letting the top